We live in a day when everything is caught on camera. Everything, right? We see it on the news, we see it all of the time. If a crime needs to be solved, there's footage somewhere. If you hire a new babysitter, you can set up cameras in your home to watch and see how good of a job they're doing caring for your children. My husband and I often send videos back and forth to each other. We sometimes even in the same room. We're weird. But anyway, we send videos back and forth to each other of dogs. And a lot of those are of dogs that are home when their human parents are away all day and like what they're doing, because it's all caught on camera. Of course, police officers have body cams to protect themselves and to protect, people that they're chasing after. Traffic lights have cameras that will see if you're speeding and you ran through that light, and you're going to get a ticket even in the mail with your little picture on it. Does it sound like I'm speaking from experience? That's never happened to me, but someone in my home that lives with me, my husband. Anyway, and of course, we all have little cameras in our hands all the time. Our phones are now so much more than phones. They're cameras, and they're ready to capture anything that may be happening in front of us at the drop of a hat, whether good or bad, because we live in a world that everything is caught on camera. And we've really become accustomed to the idea of always being seen and possibly being seen. I was watching the news this morning, and the guy was standing there on camera doing a very serious, broadcast, and running behind him were people running with life vests, going to a boat, and they're running and they look real crazy. And, we just are accustomed to being seen on camera. But as good as these cameras are, and as much as they capture, they still miss certain things. They don't catch everything. There are places where they don't catch anything. Well, long before this notion of cameras and everything being caught on camera, we see this passage in Psalm 33, verses 13 through 15, that says this: "The Lord looks from heaven, he sees all the sons of men. From the place of his dwelling he looks on all the inhabitants of the earth. He fashions their hearts individually. He considers all their works." This passage tells us clearly that the Lord sees everyone, everywhere, all of the time from his dwelling place. Now, that's not new to most of us. We understand that. But I wonder if sometimes we forget that. He's the ultimate eye in the sky, never needs his batteries changed, never has a place of bad coverage, never needs the software updated. He literally sees everything. And when we hear this, really, this could be exciting, or it could be challenging, or a little scary, or worrisome, because it means he sees us all the time and he sees everything we do. And as he's looking and as he's seeing us, I wonder what he sees us participate in, the actions we take, the way we respond to people, the way we treat people. I wonder what he sees. And I know we're not perfect. I know we're humans. But remember, there's not a place, a thing that we could do anywhere. There's another psalm that says, "Where could I go from your presence? Where could I hide?" There's nowhere that he doesn't see us. This verse went on to say that he fashions their hearts. And this fashions is like clay on a potter's wheel. He fashions their hearts. It says individually. And in the original translation of that word, it means similarly or alike. So we know that Christ, when we were created, God created us all in his image. So there was a point where we all had this similar fashioning of our hearts. It says, but then he considers, which means to perceive or discern, all their works. When sin entered the world, of course, we all respond to that differently. There are people who live in sin constantly. They choose to live in sin. There are people who are believers who struggle with a sin, something in their life that they're asking God to help them break free from. There are daily mistakes that we may make that would fall into that category. But he sees it all. Verse 18 and 19 says, "Behold, the eye of the Lord is on those who fear him, on those who hope in his mercy, to deliver their soul from death and to keep them alive in famine." These are the good verses, because all of a sudden, The psalmist narrows it down from he sees everyone to now he is watching those whose hearts are set on him, Believers, you and I who have accepted the Lord as our Savior. And it says he delivers us and keeps us alive in famine. Is this literally? Yep, I believe it's literally. I also believe he keeps us alive in spiritual famine. He keeps us alive in moments where we're struggling. He delivers us and he's watching us as believers. And then the last two verses says, our soul waits for the Lord. He is our help and our shield, for our heart shall rejoice in him because we have trusted in his holy name. Let your mercy, O Lord, be upon us just as we hope in you. So in this concept of being caught on camera, of being seen in every way by the Lord, our response is we wait on him. We rejoice in him. We don't try to hide from him. There's no point in trying to hide anyway because he sees it all. But we wait on him. We rejoice in him. We trust that he is our hope and our help and our deliverer, and he sets us free and he keeps us from famine and he delivers us in our circumstances. So I say, let's invite him into every area of our lives. Let's not unplug the camera hoping he doesn't see. Let's not try to get away with something. Let's invite him into every area of our life since he sees and knows it all already. And let's let him do in us what only he can do. I rejoice that he's watching because as he's watching me, I know he is keeping me.